Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. I hope all of you are having a beautiful day. Match day number 22 in the Russian Premier League. Zenit St. Petersburg versus Lokomotiv Moscow. It was going to be a very good match. Lokomotiv Moscow, let me start off with the opponents, our opponents. They are a team who are currently are facing relegation. They are not in the zone, but they are very close. So they have to win every game. So our visit to their stadium, it was going to be very important for them to win against us because they need every single point to stay alive and fight for a spot in Russian Premier League. So they were going to come really hard, and they were going to come really fast at us, and try to bring us down and do everything they can to give us a very hard time on the field today. And on the other hand, Zenit, we're trying to keep our points up, of course, but we are also trying to keep our momentum up, our focus to secure our second Russian, basically the Russian champions, and win the league second time in a row in the Russian Premier League. So both teams have something on the line, but I think that Lokomotiv Moscow have much more to lose. So I think it was going to be a very important game. So with all this match, beautiful match was played, and the match ended up at 2-1. 2-1 was the final score, and our boys came with the win. But it was very difficult one. Let me talk more and just give my thoughts a little bit and not take too much of your time. I promise this time. I try to keep me videos more and more shorter. But it was a very intense match, I must say. Listen, Lokomotiv Moscow came in with a banger. I mean, they were not a dangerous team. They weren't giving us a hard time. They weren't giving us a threat, but every single chance they had a shot on goal were just very dangerous. We had the possession, and first and second half, we kept the ball under our feet, and we were dominating the possession, and our passing game was very strong as well. I'm really happy with the passing game. We did play very good football today. I'm very happy with the lads, but I think our defensive was just not strong. We didn't have a solid back line. We didn't have a wall of defense. We had a very shaky defense, and that first goal, basically we were down 1-0. I think, yeah, in the first half, I think like they scored under 25th minute. So Lokomotiv Moscow and they stayed focused, and we gave them the goal. Wendell gave a really bad ball away, and Lokomotiv Moscow, they were dangerous on some chances, and they scored. They capitalized on our mistake. I think it was just poor play, from our two lads. Starting off by our goalkeeper, and then Robert Renan, and then Wendell with the very, I would say, like, very sloppy mistake. We were not focused, and I just don't know what he was doing there, but I think, like, mistakes happen. It's the game of football. The intensity is very high. Football looks easy. Like, from our point of view, football is very easy. We're not professionals, but I think these professional players, they have tons of pressure. But I think it was a very sloppy mistake. I had no idea what Wendell was doing there. I was like, "What are you doing, lad? What are you doing?" I was really heated after that one. I think that was a really bad mistake. Except that Lokomotiv Moscow, we kept them away from a goal. They had a few good chances there, but we did a very good job keeping them away. But it was a very tight match, and then who Wendell capitalized on his mistake, and then he scored for us. And he said, I made a mistake. Let me score for us, and he did. And that was a beautiful, beautiful goal. First half ended there, and I must say it was a very, very beautiful match. It was intense. First half was, I think it was packed with passion, with the action, even though the pressure was high on us, and even though we had the possession. Lokomotiv Moscow just were dangerous. They had very few chances, but their chances were still very, very efficient and very dangerous. And then second half, we had the possession. We made a few mistakes there and there defensively. Like I said, it comes back to the whole shaky defense. I think personally, I think our defense was just not that great today. We were not playing good defensive football, but I think basically not, I think, but our offense, sorry, not our defense, our offense, and I would say even midfielders did a great job keeping the ball away from our defense, even though we were struggling. So it was good from our offensive line there, and then. No, not Marco. But then, and then another one of our player, Mateo Casiera, scored a beautiful, beautiful bicycle kick. I think that goal, that's the second goal, was a bit lucky, even though it was a beautiful, beautiful goal. Casiera did an absolute fantastic job kicking that ball. I mean, there was not another kick that he could have made. I mean, it was a difficult ball already, and he did everything he could as a talented striker to do everything he can to put the ball in the net. And it was very unfortunate. It went off the defender, and it was it was a beautiful goal. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I love that goal. I think it was very, very tricky. It was very cocky. It has a very special spice to that goal. I think it was a tricky one goal indeed. I think it was a beautiful goal, but a tricky one, and I think we got a little lucky there. But it's a game of football. We need those goals. We need those points, and we got them, regardless of how we did it. We did it. The action matters, and we got our 3 points today. But I think it was very difficult. I think it was difficult for Lokomotiv Moscow, and I must say, ending this video off, to say that I have nothing but respect for Lokomotiv Moscow. I personally respect my opponents, except if they're very disrespectful towards us and Zenit. If they're disrespectful towards us, then I have no respect for them, because it goes eye for eye, tooth for tooth. But if they show us respect, we will show them respect, and that's how my mentality is. And I don't know how the other Zenit fans are, but I think I personally respect every single one of my opponents. And I think Lokomotiv Moscow, I think they came in very nicely. They did a good job. They had a good offense, and I think that score today was a little unfair on them. But I'm very happy of my lads. I'm happy that Zenit took another 10-point lead. I think second is FC Rostov, but I think this is gonna be our year, and hopefully we keep our focus up. And now we have to focus on next game, and let's see what Zenit does. But I think it was an absolute improvement. We played good football, and I was happy. I was excited. That was brilliant football on every 4 level, from goalkeeping to offensive, even though I would say that defensively we were not on top. So let's focus on next game. That was a good 3 points for us. Very happy with the lads. Slava Zeniet. I hope all of you have a beautiful day. Let's focus once again. Not lose our composure, not lose our focus, because being champions is tough. It's tough. Let me tell you, when you're on top, it's very, very easy to lose focus, because you already are very, very close to the trophy, to being champions. So cannot lose our mindset, cannot lose our focus. Slava Zeniet. I hope all of you have a beautiful day. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. Have a great night.